How's it going, lovely people? Anthony Joshua fulfilled his side of the bargain. Now the question is, will it be Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury? Will it be Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk? Or will it be Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder? But before we get into it, gotta say a massive shout out to Thebxnco, the absolute leader in what they're doing and the athlete's choice for mental performance and brain health. So make sure you check these guys out. So guys, sit tight, sit back, relax, get your popcorn, get your drinks. We're gonna talk about the heavyweights. Guys, on this episode, we're gonna be focusing on the heavyweights. And after Joshua's destruction of Kubrat Pulev, the question is, who does he fight next in 2021? Is it Usyk? Is it Wilder? Or is it the fight that everyone wants? Is it gonna be Fury? I'm going to spend this episode just chopping it up and speaking about these three fighters and these potential fights that could happen in 2021. Let's start with Alexander Usyk. Now, let's be honest. He cleared out the cruiserweight division and made it look easy. An absolute phenomenal boxer. When it comes to the actual sweet science, there's probably no better heavyweight than Alexander Usyk right now. However, in the Derek Chisora fight, we saw his susceptibility to a fighter who could walk him down with power. Can he handle Joshua's power? Now, let's be honest, he could probably outbox Joshua for the whole fight. If it was the amateurs, you'd probably put all your money on Usyk. However, this isn't the amateurs. This is a professional game. And we've seen Joshua get taken into deep waters in the likes of Klitschko fight, etc. And we've seen how he comes back. We've also seen his ability to be able to box as well in the Andy Ruiz fight. The second fight, that is. Obviously, the first fight wasn't so much. But what we've seen from Usyk is a susceptibility to being walked down by strong fighters. And the Chisora fight showed that if there is a weakness or a chink in his armor, it's that he might not be able to handle the power of the heavyweights and keep them off him. Can he do that with Joshua? I just genuinely don't know. I think if I was a betting man and I had to speak about the fight, I'd say that Joshua probably gets picked apart for maybe the first 6 to 7 rounds, but I think he gets to him as the fight progresses. I think he starts to lean on him. I think he starts to work behind his jab. I think he maybe goes to the body quite a lot in the fight. But I think ultimately Joshua gets to him and he gets to him with power, and I just don't know if Usyk can take the power. I really don't. The next fighter is the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder. Now, let's be honest, a year ago, everyone was saying this is the fight to make. We don't want any other fights. In step Tyson Fury, batter Deontay Wilder, and now he's an afterthought. Or is he though? Now let's be honest, out of the three fighters we're talking about, this probably holds the least amount of reward for Joshua. Now yes, it'll be a feather in his cap if he was to beat Wilder, but really and truly, what does Wilder bring to the table for this fight? He's got no belt, he hasn't got a massive following, and let's be honest, he could start Joshua with one punch. He could start anyone with one punch. So what's the point of Joshua taking this fight? Now you could say, if you're building towards that Tyson Fury fight, if Joshua is able to beat Wilder and beat him decisively, then you say to yourself, well, that Tyson Fury Joshua fight is massive now. But if Joshua goes in there and loses, then you lose out on the Fury fight. I don't know if it makes sense for Joshua. Now, do I think he can beat Wilder? Of course he can. But for me, it's like an old Western. Who draws first and who shoots first? And who lands first? If Joshua lands first, I think he wins. If Wilder lands first, I think it's going to be night-night for Joshua and he kisses those belts goodbye. Time will tell. And last but not least, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, the other belt holder in this division. Let's be honest. This is the fight everyone wants. British versus British. Champion versus champion. Phenomenal boxer versus phenomenal boxer. How has this fight not been made yet? I tell you why, because money talks. And if we're being honest, this is the fight that everyone needs to see. If we want to establish who the best in the heavyweight division is, this is the fight. We've seen Fury beat Wilder. We've seen Joshua dispatch of all the other fighters he's dispatched of. They only have to fight each other now. And let's be honest, everyone's talking about this, oh, it's just we need to see this fight. This could be a trilogy fight. Because let's be honest, if Joshua beats Fury, Fury could get a rematch. If Fury beats Joshua, there could be a rematch. If they both go one-on-one, we've got to have a rubber match, haven't we? So there could be 3 fights in this. We could have a trilogy similar to Ali Frazier here. I'm not saying it's going to be as good, but you never know, it might just be. If anyone could take Joshua's power, it's Fury. If anyone can dance rings around Joshua, it's Fury. But if anyone is able to stop Fury, it's probably going to be Joshua, an Olympian who can box. Doesn't get as much credit for it, but he can box. But if he needs to go in the trenches, if he needs to go in and fight, which Tyson Fury is probably going to make you, he can do that as well. Just make the fight, Eddie. Make the fight. We want to see it. We really want to see it. So guys, now it's up to you. Who do you want to see Anthony Joshua fight next in 2021? Do you want it to be Usyk? Do you want it to be Wilder? Or do you want it to be Fury? You leave your comments below.